it was not a good idea for you to hold the Russian flags while you are protesting, calling for Russia to come to rescue you or Putin to come to rescue Nigeria. I think as the youth of Africa, as an African, we hold flags to show patriotic, to show love, to show that we are deeply in love with your country.
I've seen it where some foreign flags have been flown within the sovereignty of Nigeria, and that is totally unacceptable. We are warning in clear terms, and the president has also said we should convey this, that we will not accept anybody, any individual flying any foreign flag in Nigeria. That is treasonable offense, and it will be viewed and treated as such.
Wagwan, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am the Kenyan Beast, one of the best African finest, alongside the Levy Med. It's good. Welcome back. Now, in today's video, I'm gonna talk about, we're gonna react about Nigeria protest. Bro, yep. Nigeria, it is boiling. They are saying that they are the mother of all protests in Africa. They say they have outshined Kenya. Okay. But there's a number of things have happened in Nigeria that we need to talk about it. Yeah. First of all, have you come across this Nigerian protest?
I've seen it on many social media platforms. Mm-hmm. I've also tried to read about it a little bit, what could be happening, and I've seen it.
Now, Nigeria are protesting against, they are saying they want to end bad governance because there's a lot of hunger in Nigeria. Yes. I don't know why African countries should experience hunger, more so countries which are in East Africa, South Africa, and West Africa, where there is a lot of, the climate is good, they have resources, their soil is awesome. I don't know why Nigeria, the tube of yam can be high, and yet the farmers are in Nigeria. They are not importing yams. It's just like Kenya. I don't know why sometimes maize is high, and yet we grow maize in Kenya. So there's a lot of problems in Nigeria. And the president Tinubu begged the people of Nigeria not to demonstrate, and even politicians paid some of youths to say no to the protest. So what the government did in Nigeria, they counterattack protest by protest. Yeah. They said we don't want protest in Nigeria, and yet they were protesting to say no to protest. Yeah. But that's not the issue. What we're going to talk about is about the thing of Nigerian youths protesting while holding the flag of Russia. Yeah. Russia is not a country in Africa, yes, but the youths of Nigeria are telling Russia that come and rescue us. Yeah. We are in deep shit. We are in deep problem. Yeah. We need you, Russia. And even they said they need a military to govern Nigeria because they are having a lot of problems. Now, come to talk of Russia and Nigeria, I ask my question, why Russia? Because Nigeria has been the ally of France, and it's like France has been eating Nigeria all day, all time. France has been eating West African countries. That's why a lot of West African countries like Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, Senegal, they want to do away with France. Yeah. But why Russia? Why each and every country want to be the ally of Russia? First of all, let's look at Burkina when the coup happened in 2022, and the president Ibrahim Traore came in power. He have done away with the France, and he has joined being a friend's joint relationship with Putin of Russia. Niger, there was coup. Earlier, 2023, there was coup. And when the coup happened, the military took over, and the junta has been now friend to Russia. For example, Mali too. Mali has joined hands with Russia after the coup. And these countries, it's being said that these countries are now doing good while having relationship with Russia. They are doing good. We can see Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is trying to do good. I don't know about Niger and Mali, but the new relationship with Russia is is something the youths of Nigeria they want. Now they want Russia to come and rescue Nigeria. Now, I want you to tell me in the comment section, as you are from Nigeria or West Africa or Africa or anyone who is watching this video, why do you think Nigeria, or why do you think all these countries in West Africa are joining hands with Russia? Why not British? Why not China? Why are they doing away with France and joining hands with Russia? Now, what does Putin gain from Africa? As you have heard this story, you saw the Nigerian youths holding flags of Russia, and even it has caused a lot of tension, and the military spoke and said that, you know what, those who have are protesting while holding the flags of another country is not allowed in our nation, and it's like treason. Why Russia?
Let me tell you something, bro. Many white countries, a lot of white countries, the West countries from the West, a lot of them, they gain from Africa. And trust you me, there is no single country in the West that doesn't gain from Africa. Many of them, especially some of the superpowers country, they gain a lot of things from Africa. Okay, starting with the United States of America, the France, and like many countries, you know them. You just mentioned, you know them. And there's two ways you can actually gain from Africa, because Africa is let's just say it's, I don't know what do we call it, but I think it's like the promised land. Okay, this is the land that Africa. I think sometimes I normally say that Africa is a continent that is blessed. Okay, there is nothing that Africans do not have, and there is nothing that Africans cannot get their hands onto. It is only that they haven't realized so, but it's only a matter of time. That's what I can say. And so Russia and Putin maybe, and those other superpower countries, they've been clashing, you know that, especially Russia and the United States. They haven't been in a good book, like they haven't been pulling together for quite some time now. Okay, and United States have been trying to do all things to make sure they silence Russia. Russia, on the other hand, they've been doing their own things to make sure United States cannot silence them. Okay, and because of that, Russia tend to go against everything that US is doing. Okay,
so don't you think it's like, okay, let's reason together.
Yeah.
My Levy Med has said that Russia is going against everything these other like France and US is doing. So they are taking the opportunity. They are trying to, to fill the gap, to demonetize these people and monetize themselves in. Don't you think they are taking advantage and they will just grow horns like the others?
Sometimes I say, okay, your reasoning is good, and your reasoning is at par. But let me put it this way. I would say when Russia started siding African countries, according to me, this is my opinion. I don't know, what do you think? Like, I don't know what's your opinion. Maybe you can tell us in the comment section. But my opinion, I think in the beginning it started as taking advantage. Okay, because when Russia began siding African countries, it was because those other giant countries, they were actually humiliating and they were taking advantage of African countries in a negative way. And so Russia felt like let us counterattack this, because we want to beat these people, but we are not going, because they sat down and they saw those countries coming and like grabbing some countries in Africa and taking leadership and putting their systems there to actually harvest a lot of things on their side. And then Russia became with a like, okay, they came with another another way of doing their things. They say, now we are not going to do the same way they are doing, because if it's about grabbing countries, this one grabs 10, this one grabs 15, this one grabs 30. If it's about that, we shall be doing the same thing. So if you want to fight your enemy, what do? You come with another tactic, another different tactic, probably a different, very different tactic from the tactic your enemy is using. And so they decided, we're not going to grab countries. We are going to the countries that they have grabbed, the countries grabbed and being humiliated. We're now going to take those countries and start respecting those countries and helping them.
Do you know, even
It was,
you know,
when they were doing that, it wasn't by the goodwill. It wasn't because of the goodwill, or maybe they never wanted to do that because they wanted to be good, or maybe to help. They were taking advantage. Okay, I come to your house, I find you going through a lot of things, and then my enemy is taking you, is passing you through hell. Okay, and then I decide, because it's my enemy who is taking you through hell, now I want to come and help you. But I'm not helping you because you are my friend, or maybe because I'm a human, maybe because I'm kind, but I am helping you to frustrate my friend. Okay, so that is, at the beginning, according to me, at the beginning, that is what Russia used to do. But right now, I think it has gotten to a point when every other leader, I'm not talking about politicians, I'm talking about leaders, they have come out to be like falling in love with Putin, because it started by helping African countries. But again, some other decisions that Putin has been making of late, in recent years, they have been like good decisions. Like, for example, the abolishment of LGBTQ. Okay? The guy was against LGBTQ, and he was really against it. And he said, anybody, he even went to an extent of sending threats to Africa. Any country in Africa that is going to accept LGBTQ, they are going to fight that country. Okay? Which means this guy is not only against their enemies, but also he seemed to be someone who is who wants to do right.
Now, Nigeria are protesting while holding the Russian flag. Okay. Kenya, we were protesting while holding the Kenyan flag. Okay. Do you think are they right to do that?
The problem is one.
Holding the flag of another country.
The problem is one.
And remember, this country is not an African country; it's a white man country.
Yeah.
So, what are they insinuating at the youth? Because you as the father of your house, you see your children saying that, hey, you know what, daddy, Baba Jemo, the father of that boy in that house, is good. It's something you will feel. Is it good as a patriot of a nation, as an African, as a youth of an African country to do something like that? Do you think they are doing good?
Let me tell you something. Peace is peace. Doesn't matter where it's coming from. Even if it's coming from a madman. If your own brother cannot give you peace, but a madman outside there can give you peace, you'd rather stay with that madman and forsake your brother. So peace we don't have a bad peace and a good peace. Peace is just peace. And when we were demonstrating in Kenya, we held a Kenyan flag on our hands.
Yeah, we never had another flag.
But we were criticizing the IMF. Are you getting the point?
We were criticizing
the IMF. Are you getting the point? And it's connecting to my earlier converse, like the communication I gave earlier. You see, when we were demonstrating, we held a Kenyan flag. But we had also boards that were criticizing the IMF. Okay? And why did we do that? Because IMF was actually intruding in Kenya and trying to bring its rules in Kenya. And it wasn't very good to us. It was killing us. It was actually putting us down. Okay? Because the US, we are actually against the US. IMF is in the United States. Okay? we were against the US. It is only that we couldn't held US flags because maybe it's not right, but we were against the US. Okay, we to some point asked them to leave our country. Now, Nigeria, they are holding a Russian flag. It's because on all the experiences they've actually had, maybe they've been told, maybe they've gotten an opportunity to hold their hands on. They've heard that Russia is helping people. Every country that Russia has actually touched his hands to, it's looking like maybe it's coming up in some way. Okay, and it's the same thing. If any country comes by right now and starts doing what Russia is doing, people will fall in love with that country. Are you getting my point? And maybe I can say, I don't know, but I can say, you know, I say Kenyans. I don't know if I don't know if we are lucky. I don't know if maybe it's about, okay, I don't know how to put it. I don't know what is happening, but I would say maybe at some point Kenya is somehow better than many other countries in Africa. We actually not we are not the same as many other countries in Africa. I don't know how to put that, or maybe I don't know what I can say, but I think we are somehow different, because when we were conducting our demonstrations, we were able to do it. Okay? Can you tell me how many countries in Africa have tried doing demonstrations but they have failed? Many countries. 90%.
Now, do you think, because we're talking about Russia, do you think we need, as African country, do we need help from the white people, from the oppressors, let's say that, from the colonizers, or do you think as an African country, we can do better when we govern ourselves, or we can do better when we are governed by another people?
You see, that's why I was making this statement. You know, when I'm talking about we being able to conduct demonstrations and we are listened to, it's because we had some capability of some kind. Are you getting my point? But do you know why Nigeria could get the flags of maybe the Russia? It's because maybe their government would not allow them to. Maybe they are not capable of holding those demonstrations to a point that it gets getting to a point that it bears fruits. Are you getting my point? Now, it's not about asking other people, maybe the oppressors, to help us. Maybe I would say it's not about actually calling for their help. Maybe it's not about asking them to help leading our countries, but it's about rescuing ourselves. That's simply what Nigeria is trying to do.
Okay.
They're actually not asking for maybe for Putin or maybe the government of Russia to come and help them govern their own country. It's all about rescuing themselves. Because for how long have Nigeria been suffering? It's for a very long time. And maybe they've seen Kenyans doing these things and it has brought change. And to their country, it's very difficult maybe to do what Kenyans did. And they're still suffering. And maybe they have decided they're not going to suffer anymore. They have to do something to bring a change.
Now, they are calling for military to rule. They are calling for the intervention of military. They want the military to take over the government of Nigeria. And let me tell you for free, Nigerians, I think it's not all countries that are taken over by military, they end up well. We have seen some countries that are ending up in bad hands of military. It's not all that... so... What do you say about, do you think, as a Pan-African, don't talk as a Kenyan.
Let me tell you something.
Do you want military to intervene?
It's actually not about being led by the military. Because maybe when they are talking about maybe asking for the military ruling, maybe they've gotten to experience what Burkina Faso is going through right now. And maybe they feel it could be the best decision to allow military into the throne. Okay? But it's not about being ruled by a military. It's about good leadership. Okay? Because a military is also a human being, and people have got different agendas in this country, in these countries and in Africa. Someone may just come, maybe someone may take advantage, saying, okay, let me overturn this government because I'm a military and the constitution allows me to turn the government whenever the country is going through crisis, or maybe whenever the country is not going on well. Okay? And then this person says, now I'm gonna do things on my advantage. Okay? So it's not about military ruling. Because we have seen countries that have been led by militaries and they've gone through hell, my friend. It even gets to a point when they feel it would never have happened. Okay? So it's not about being ruled by the military. It's not about being ruled by someone else. It's about good leadership. Okay? What I would tell Nigerians, they shouldn't be fighting for military to rule. They should right now be fighting for a good country. Even if it will never happen today, even if it would never happen this minute. As I always say, a journey to 1,000 miles starts with a single step. It is something they need to fight for it. Because we as Kenyans, when we were demonstrating, we wanted president out. They said the deputy president will take over. What did we say? We will go to the roads again. Deputy president will do what? To go out. They say the military will take over. What did we say? We will also go to the roads again for the military to do what? They said about the speaker of the chief justice. We said we want good governance. Okay? That should always be the aim. Not we want to be led by military because the other countries are being led. No. You should be fighting for the good leadership. Not only for today. It can be, maybe your children are going to live better. Okay, because the people who fought for the independence of many countries in Africa, they are no more. But we as their children, we are enjoying what they fought for. Okay, so it's not about military ruling. It's about good leadership, and it starts from a place. It's a step-by-step thing. Today it's hard. Tomorrow make it a little bit easier. The day after tomorrow make it a little bit easier, and it will get to a point where you will have gotten there.
Okay.
Yes.
It's not about military, it's about good leadership. Now, as I'm ending, I want to tell Nigeria, like my perception of Nigeria holding Russian flag as they protesting. They are calling for military. They are calling in for Russia to come and rescue them. Now, my perception as a Pan-African of Africa, as the one who loves Africa, by the way, I love Nigeria with all my heart. Now, for me, I think it was not a good idea for you to hold the Russian flags while you are protesting, calling for Russia to come to rescue you, or Putin to come to rescue Nigeria. I think as the youth of Africa, as an African, we hold flags to show patriotic, to show love, to show that we are deeply in love with your country. I think it was best idea for you just to hold the Nigerian flag and tell the President Tinubu, you know what? This is our country and we want good country. Because as African, we are trying to do away with the oppressors. We are trying to do away with white people. We are trying to take back our country. Now, we cannot do away with France and take back Russia, because the same are the same. We always say any white man that smiles at you is either he has seen something or he will get something back. It's not for free. We cannot do away with France and call in Russia. It may start well, even this France, British, even these countries that are crying that France started good. Like, I'm coming to Africa, we want to sell the gold. I want to give you 50%, I remain with 10%, we give 40% to church. They started like that. But deep down, they knew what they want to get. And when they got their feet in the country, they started dismantling the country. I think personally it's the same thing with Russia. Let us find ways as the African leaders and the people of Africa to govern ourselves, because we are as healthier as them, even more healthier than the whites. We are as smarter, even more smarter than the people. We have more resources, even more and more than them. So we can do better than this. I think Nigerians, for me, it was not good to hold Russian flags, but you yourself know why you did that. Because Niger did that, Mali did that, and Burkina Faso did that. They are being supported with Russia. Now Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are no longer the member of what do we call this group that is in West Africa. Like in East Africa, it's East Africa Community. Yeah, commerce, huh? Yeah, so Niger, Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso are no longer part of West Africa anymore, and now they are starting to form their own party. And I am just praying as an African that it all ends well with the Russia. I don't want to hear again that we are crying because Russia have come to take over. But PLO Lumumba said that it's just like you are there's a thief stealing television and you want to watch the Olympics. So no, you're just chasing the thief that is stealing your television because you are watching important thing, and then you're bringing a thief that is going to steal your gas because you no longer need the gas. But with time, that thief will turn against you again. Tell me what you think in the comment section if you are watching this video. Do you think Russia will rescue Nigeria? Do you think Russia has the best interest of Africans? Do you think Putin has the best interest of Africans in his heart? He said no to white Jesus and said yes to black Jesus, and Africans and black people clapped for him. What's the way forward? Nigerians, tell me in the comment section, what do you think? I am the Kenyan Beast, of course. We are doing it the African way alongside Levy Made. Don't forget to subscribe on the Levy Made TV. Welcome. Peace be with you.